It is time for the fifth and final episode of my eyeshadow palette collection, and this is my collection and declutter series that I've had going on. I will leave the link up in the eye here to this whole series because I did my entire collection of makeup, so if you haven't seen it and are interested, you can check that out. They're done in little different styles, so yeah. But today we are on to a brand that, let me know if you watched my fourth episode of this eye palette or eyeshadow palette collection little series here, and if you guessed what brand was missing from all the ones that I had shown. If you said Juvia's Place, you were right. I decided to keep all my Juvia's palettes for the very last installment. So that is what this whole video is going to be, is my entire Juvia's collection. So without further ado, let's get into this. Okay guys, we're going to start with the palette that started it all. I won this palette from Alyssa Pope. It was the very first giveaway I ever won, and I was so thrilled. And Alyssa, to this day, is my absolute favorite person to watch on YouTube. You guys, she is hilarious. She's gorgeous. She's talented. Please, I'm going to link her channel up here in the cards and down below. Please check her out and show her some support. She's amazing, you guys. Her channel should be taking off. I just don't even understand it. But I won this from her, and I love it, and it set in motion my love for Juvia's. So this one has a special place in my heart. This is the Nubian 2. This one has a lot more color to it. And what I like to do a lot of times with these palettes that have like a really good neutral scheme as well, and then the pops of color, I like to do a neutral lid and then use the pops of color kind of to just line on my, under my lower lash line, or on my lower lash line. And yeah, so I love that about these palettes. The shimmers in Juvia's, I recognize a lot of the mattes are not swatching well. They still are great. The formula is great. They just don't always swatch it great. But the shimmers, oh yeah. And then this is the Nubian 3. This one, oh man. When I saw this color scheme, I was like, I need that right now. Just the peachy coral tones and the grays and silvers, those silvers are beautiful. And those two tones together are just amazing. And the browns in it are great too. But like, look at that. This is just such a pretty color story. I absolutely love this palette. This is the Wahala palette. And actually a lot of my Juvia's I did by myself. This is the one brand that I did buy a lot of my own. I won a couple of them and had a couple gifted to me, but the majority of my collection I bought, or my husband bought for me. But this palette was like their first really colorful palette well, I shouldn't say really colorful. It was just very different from their other colorful palettes, and a different format with the way the shadows are laid out, smaller pans, more of them. But I really enjoy this palette. I've done some fun looks with that. This is the Deuce. This to me is such a pretty palette. I think when I look at it, I think of like wedding shower, baby shower. I don't know. It just is like a summery, happy kind of color scheme to me. And that first pink, gorgeous. But look at these shades together, you guys. Like, it's such a pretty palette. I think it's very uniquely done, and just, I don't know. I absolutely love it. All of the Juvia's palettes are just different in different ways that I adore. This one is a fantastic fall palette. Like, look at those colors. If you don't know, oranges and greens are my favorite shades to wear. And so anytime I see a palette that's got oranges and greens, I'm very drawn to it. But this, yeah, I just think it's such a pretty fall palette, and I'm getting ready to bust out my fall stuff. I'm ready for it. This is the Magic Mini, and this was gifted to me by my son's girlfriend, my son Gavin, his girlfriend Noelle, who basically is like my daughter at this point. They've been dating for over 7 years, and I absolutely love her. She's the best. But yeah, she got this for me for my birthday, and it was very exciting because it was last year, so 2020, and my birthday fell on Easter, and it ended up being so disappointing because it was in the midst of all the COVID stuff, and so like we didn't get to celebrate with other people, and so it was just a total bummer. But I got this from her, and that made me very happy. So I love this palette. This one is the Mini Masquerade. I have never used this, never even swatched it until right now, right before your very eyes. And so definitely this is going into the pile of palettes that I have not used yet that I'm going to be using in videos and doing looks with. Because what in the world am I doing? That blue, hello. But I mean, just look at that purple next to it. Like, the shimmers, I'm telling you guys, they're amazing. And again, I was like, oh, I need to add another color. That happens sometimes after I'm swatching things. I just want to add a little more color to my hand there to show you some more. This is one of my favorites, the Tribe. This one is an orange and green, obviously, like Dream. And these are brighter oranges and greens. But then, like, those that Capri color, well, you'll see it. They do such great combinations of colors. It's like, look at that. That is fall. Yes, it is. That makes me happy. So, oh, yeah. It's getting me excited for some fall looks. This is the Festival, which I bought specifically for, not specifically, I shouldn't say that, but that red up there, that red matte, and then the white next to it, which I do show you both of those. I really wanted a good red matte shadow, and you guys, look at that. That delivers. That shimmery white is incredible. I realized I did a little patriotic almost looking color scheme there. I'm showing you that red matte because it is something else. Like, oh. The Zulu actually is one of my most used dubious palettes. This was actually gifted to me used from Joanna, Super Lady. And I have used this palette so many times. Like, those colors, they're so pretty. I know it's kind of confusing when you look at it and you see like the yellow and the brown in it. I think kind of throws people off. But trust me, you can do amazing things with it. This is the Sahara. And this was gifted to me by Clara Barrera. And we actually there was a group of us who did we do a palette bingo? I feel like maybe we did with this palette. Or unless we just did a look. I can't remember. But we did a collab together with it anyway. And yeah, I love it. The whites that they put in those. Oh. The Sahara 2, this was gifted to me by Clara as well. And oh man, I think this one might have been, I think she said she accidentally bought 2 of them, which is pretty funny. But I was very happy because when she asked me if I wanted it, that first one, like the peach to pink shift, and oh, that has some really gorgeous colors in that palette that are different from the others. And yeah, can't beat it. This is the Queen. I had bought myself this one. Any of them that I'm not saying are specifically from somebody, I bought them. But this one, I have done a couple looks with it, but I think like the color scheme, and there's only 6 colors in it, it doesn't, like, I don't tend to reach for it. But it is pretty. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Juvia's palette. Let's be real. This is the Affrique, and I bought this because I liked just the colorfulness of it, and still do. But I don't get a ton of use out of this one because, again, it's one of those kind of color schemes that's a little more confusing to me. Like, when I look at it, I'm not sure what to do with it. But I do appreciate it and really love some of the colors in it. But, yeah, look at those. That, like, blue at the end there by the gold. Yep. Loving it. Now we get to my minis. This one is the Nudes. My only complaint about this palette would be that it needs a darker matte, which I will kind of show you when I swatch it. But like those shimmers, again, gorgeous. Some of these have, the mini ones have like a little bit of a topper shade, but I'm showing you up at the top there. That's the darkest shade in this. So I usually have to pull another palette because it's a little too light. So I usually pull this one, the chocolates. And then I just use one of the darker mattes out of this. Because I just like a little darker look, and so that's the beauty, though, of these little minis. Like, look at those. I cannot get enough of it. This is a great companion palette, actually, to a lot of other palettes. This is the Berries, and I get gorgeous looks out of this one. I super enjoy this. Like, these pinky tones are incredible, and it's funny because I don't typically tend to reach for these kind of tones, but every time I do, I really like it. So, this palette, yeah, definitely. Gorgeous. Oh, I was like, I forgot which one matte I had done. It just didn't swatch very well. But, of course, we're getting to the end, and my hands have been wiped a million times. The Violets is probably the one I use the most. This has been kind of a favorite palette of mine. It's if I don't want to have to think too hard, but know, like, I'm going to get an amazing look, yeah, I go for this one. Like, it's just effortless to put together a look with this. Like, look at those shades. They're so awesome. And that light purple matte, the first one I swatched, incredible. And then this is the last one. And this is the Nubian Glow that my amazing cousin Debbie Chan got for me. She got me the set, so it has the lip glosses with it too. I absolutely love this. You guys, I just did a look with this. I'm going to put it on my Instagram. I used this, and I used one brown from the chocolates to do a look for work the other day, and I was so in love with the look. It was on from 6 in the morning till I think it was like 6:30 at night when I took the picture, and it looked incredible. Love this. Love my collection. And there we have it, my entire Juvia's Place collection and the conclusion to my eyeshadow palette collection. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think. What is your favorite of my Juvia's palettes that you've seen here? As you noticed, there's one that I have not used in a look yet, and like I just watched today. So definitely going to be busting into that one, but if there's anything else that you would like to see me use, please let me know. And I had so much fun doing this, you guys. I am going to have a final video that gives the count of my entirety of my collection, then shows you what I'm decluttering, so what my final count will be for my eyeshadow palette collection. But I have to say, I just won an Instagram giveaway the other day, and I won the Nomad Cosmetics, their National Parks palette, which is so gorgeous. So that is on its way to me, so I'm not sure when that'll be here, but by the time you see this video, I will have already had it, but I'm recording it ahead of time, and so, but that will be included in my count, and I will show that when I do that final video. Also, remember, I am going to be doing a giveaway of gently used or even brand new products that I have decluttered during this entire series of all of my makeup, not just eyeshadow palettes. So if that's something you're interested in, keep an eye out for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed doing it. I love seeing people's collections. This is in no way bragging. As you noticed, several of these things have been gifted to me or I've won in giveaways. I'm on a budget, and so I don't buy a lot of makeup. I do, however, have a lot of makeup. I've been very blessed. So, and yes, it is still a blessing. I know it's just makeup, but still, anything that you are able to have and enjoy in life is a blessing. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.